I'm well aware that I attract what I allow in. I am a vibration, people can tune in.
Would you consider this cultural appropriation?
For context.
Once celebrated as a spiritual voice for new generation, Shanin Blake has now become one of the TikTok's most infamous figures. From healing infections by singing to her organs,
Transforms DNA, my mind's making things move. Whoa. Kidney infection, I healed that too. I've been doing things your brain can't compute.
to being accused of cultural appropriation, scamming her fans, and spreading dangerous misinformation. This is not just a story about the controversial influencer, it's about how internet fame, unchecked ego, and a carefully curated spiritual aesthetic can spiral into something much darker. This is the story of the fall of TikTok's worst hippie influencer, Shanin Blake. Shanin Blake started out small. Back in 2016, she was just another indie musician uploading lo-fi tracks to SoundCloud and YouTube. Born in 1996 and raised in a conservative household, her early life was far from mainstream, but it shaped the core of her brand. Rebel against the system, speak your truth, and vibrate higher. Her big break came in 2018 with the song called Energy Vampires, and by 2020, her spiritual learning music started gaining real traction on TikTok. Fans were drawn in by her dreamy visuals, soothing affirmations, and the promise of healing through vibration. By 2022, she had millions of streams on Spotify, a booming TikTok following, and a brand that fused indie music with new age mysticism. She performed barefoot at spiritual markets, sold crystal-themed merch, and offered paid light court sessions and group chats. She wasn't just an artist, she was a complete movement. But behind the flowy dresses and soft lighting, the cracks started to show. People began noticing something strange. Her live singing videos, they were not real. They were lip-synced badly. Her vocals didn't match her mouth. There were no background sounds, no breaths, nothing. It looked less like art and more like performance art gone wrong. And then came the accusations of copying. Black and indigenous creators began calling her out for appropriating spiritual motifs, musical styles, and cultural aesthetics without giving any credit. Her song Peru echoed Afro-Peruvian rhythms. Her outfits, tattoos, and props borrowed heavily from marginalized cultures, stripped of context and repackaged for aesthetic appeal. People were not just offended, they felt betrayed. What they thought was authentic turned out to be curated, copied, and commercial. As her looks changed, surgical lips, a surgical enhanced figure, fans started asking questions. This was someone who preached natural beauty and self-love, but now she looked like every other Instagram model. And when people confronted her, she deflected. Worse, she accused other women of copying her aesthetics. Even as her own image was borrowed from very cultures she claimed to honor. People who once saw her as a free-spirited healer now saw a controlling, manipulative figure. And before moving further, guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're enjoying this breakdown. There's a lot more to uncover. And then came the most dangerous part, her health claims. Shanin told her followers that traditional therapy was not needed, that her sound vibrations could heal trauma.
I'm well aware that I attract what I allow in. I am a vibration, people can tune in.
Cure infections, even treat depression. She claimed that she fixed a kidney infection just by singing.
Now I'm astral projecting, remembering how to navigate the ether. Sound heals didgeridoo, singing bowls every lyric. Medicinal true sound transforms DNA, my mind's making things move. Whoa. Kidney infection, I healed that too. I've been doing things your brain can't compute.
To vulnerable fans looking for hope, this sounded like salvation. But to critics, it was something much darker, spiritual misinformation packaged as wellness. She began sounding more like cult leader than an artist, and the more people questioned her, the more she dismissed them as low vibration haters. And all of this happened while her daughter often appeared in her live streams. But the internet hadn't seen the worst yet. In late 2023, her OnlyFans content was leaked. Fans who had once seen her as a divine feminine guide were shocked. The content was far more explicit than expected, but instead of retreating, Shanin leaned in. She turned the leak into marketing material. She framed it as an attack on sacred feminine energy, claimed she was misunderstood, and then ramped on her promotions. People were stunned. What should have been a serious privacy violation turned into a PR opportunity. Critics accused her of monetizing her own shame, turning trauma into a sales pitch, selling empowerment while exploring vulnerability. But nothing hit harder than the real-world scams. She launched the healing retreats and shows promising transformative experiences. People paid hundreds, if not even thousands of dollars, and then the last minute she cancelled. No refunds, no explanations. The most infamous example, a music festival where she bailed hours before her set. Her reason was that she said the energy was not right. Behind the scenes, she already been paid over $15,000, and when asked to return it, she reportedly asked for more, claiming divine compensation was needed. Even her most loyal fans started turning away. By 2025, Shanin Blake has become a symbol, not of healing, not of spirituality, but of what happens when branding overtakes belief. She still has a following, she still sells merch, she still makes music, but the trust is gone. The credibility is shattered, and the mainstream world has backed away completely. What remains is a niche echo chamber, a curated corner of internet where spiritual buzzwords still sell, but fewer and fewer people are buying. Shanin Blake's story isn't just about one influencer, it's about how the internet rewards illusion over authenticity, how soft lightning and affirmations can mask manipulations, and how the spiritual wellness space, when monetized without accountability, can become just another problem. The age of the hippie influencer is not over, but Shanin Blake may be its most cautionary tale. If you have found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives like this. And yeah guys, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.